going on, guys? Apex here again with another Destiny 2 video. Today Bungie had their reveal stream number 2 for Curse of Osiris. They revealed a little bit of stuff in adventure, some of the loot, weapon forging, and I'm going to get into all of that today. But for starters, in this video we're going to get into the public event. I'm going to just play the stream, show you guys the event if you missed it, and then I will briefly talk to you afterwards.
One of our designers, and Noah Thompson, one of our artists, got together and basically built this space around this public event. I like to call it kind of the Vex Circus. That's not the original name, but it's this really awesome custom space and set of encounters that it's a lot of fun, and it's our biggest thing we've built for public events. And the whole space is kind of, as you can see, you just saw that the space transforms as you play, and you will expand out throughout and go to different areas that you can't go to at any other time.
The transformative playable space is a running theme for Curse of Osiris. Absolutely. The event has begun. So you are witnessing the largest, most elaborate public event, most rewarding public event, we will see later, that we've ever created for Destiny or Destiny 2. Here we have the boss. Talk to us about this boss.
So we're going to have these gatekeepers. They're going to be spawning throughout the space, and they're going to kind of be a focal point, brief focal point. And once you kill them, you'll pick up these, what we call keys, and dunk them. And then these are more or less your way of progressing through the different phases of the public event.
Nice dunk. 2 points. Not actually. That's a basketball joke. You don't actually earn points.
Yeah, and then at this point here is you'll move over to the complete other side of the space and play a more similar type of experience. And this is kind of just the first phase of the entire public event. We built Vex cannons throughout the space to kind of let you move quickly to another part of the phase. As you can see, we're about to clear out this guy, this gatekeeper. Once he's done, we're going to once again do another dunk. And keep in mind, this can be done in parallel at the same time with multiple guardians can more or less do this in parallel. But we're going to show you the whole thing.
I think one of the things that is worth mentioning, in previous public events, they always tend to have one core focal element, and it always drives everybody to one centralized location. With this event, it actually, because of the way we've set it up, we have these different islands. It allows the team and everybody that's in the public space that's engaged in the public event itself to be able to move around the environment. And that's what, we kind of talk about, like trapeze, bouncing back and forth. And that's where I guess that Vex Circus idea comes from.
The Vex Circus.
Okay. And then, because you're now on an island, you can't get here any other way except for this event. So this is kind of opening up the space to other areas that you won't be able to normally get to when you're patrolling around.
And we have a guardian down.
And someone failed here.
There's no failure. There's only temporary delay between you and victory.
They failed.
Okay.
And so now the goal is for them to, when they're on these islands, is to kind of do a similar thing, which is kill more gatekeepers and pick up the keys and make more progression through the space, through the encounter.
So this fire team will trigger the heroic aspect of this public event.
But we're not going to show.
But we are not going to show you exactly how that works. Maybe some of these special guests who visited our studio in recent weeks, who will have their own content going live after the stream. We'll see if they can explain it. We'll see if they can figure it out. But for the purposes of this stream, we will demonstrate the existence of some heroic modifiers for this public event. But you will not learn. You will not learn during this stream exactly how that happens.
You see, there's a big kind of a EMP explosion that's forming in the center of the space to kind of clue you in that something else is going to happen further in the public event. And this is a pretty.
Only you can shower. To smell unique. To smell confident. To smell amazing. You got something. Smell like the best you with Axe You Body Wash.
Involving public event which I think is really cool because there's a sense of progression that happens that is not just in one spot. You're kind of all over the place.
It's phased, yeah.
So they just finished one island, now they're headed back to the other. And if you noticed earlier that there are the Vex cannons kind of turn around to unlock different things, different phases of the encounter. It's kind of a cool little twist that we're doing to, instead of having to have new things spawn in, we can use the same thing and make it feel like it's kind of part of a machine.
Yeah, that was one of the things we talked about last week, Dave, when we were exploring the story and the lore of Curse of Osiris, is that, you know, Mercury was once a garden world, and now that the Vex are here and have made it their domain, the entire planet has been converted to a machine.
Yes.
And as we play through these activities, you really get a sense of the fact that we are just sort of now a cog in their machine, and it's, you know, definitely putting us through the paces.
Yeah, and through the story, which we'll cover, you'll see more evolutions of that machine, which I really love the Vex story. I think it's a cool concept.
One of the things that we talked about was getting back to some of those themes about mystery and always trying to understand, always plant the seed in the player's head of what's going to happen next. I think that's also another, I think it's a core tenet about part of this design is as it unfolds, as it progresses, you're constantly asking yourself, what happens next? What is my next? What am I charged with doing next?
Yep.
And I think now as we're getting closer and closer to how the heroic is starting to display, you're going to see a little bit more.
Yeah.
And ask those questions of like, now how am I going to deal with the boss that looks like I see right now?
Yes, he's now invincible. Oh my gosh. So you'll take down more gatekeepers, and there's a theme of kind of taking down gatekeepers, picking up keys, and then that barrier there prevents it so you can't just shoot in. You have to actually engage in the space.
Nice little piece of multitasking there.
Yeah. And
running the
bam,
ball,
dunk.
reviving your friend,
Now and then you do damage again to the...
dunking the key. You said those were keys, yes?
Yes.
Gatekeepers, keys, locks. All variations on a theme. Deciphering the machine.
This is where it gets really crazy, because everybody kind of converges in the center area. And once again, this is a space you won't be able to go to in the during the normal patrol. This only is reserved for the public event. Right.
And if you happen to land boots on the ground while this is going on, like you can actually see this mayhem. It's pretty awesome, like when you come into space and you see people flying around. And
You can even see this from the lighthouse proper. It's pretty cool.
So you could just hang out up in the lighthouse.
With Brother Vance and popcorn.
And,
your skybox seats.
I sure love me some popcorn.
Spectate the public event. And it should be said that this is all a public space.
Yes.
So if you're watching this at home and you are a solo player, if you don't have a friends list that is bristling with teammates, Destiny will introduce you to people that will help you complete this activity. We currently have a pre-made fire team, and they are, in fact, heroic. Now let's check this out. I promised before that this was the most rewarding public event, and there we have it. We have 2 chests.
Alright guys, so quick summary. It is the biggest public event Bungie has made so far. It is on Mercury. The platforms and that middle arena area are exclusive to that public event itself. There's several platforms, there's several ways to do it. We know that there's a heroic mode, which everyone probably could have figured. They didn't show us in stream, but I'd be paying attention to other content creators' videos today, as they did kind of hint towards the fact that some of them might reveal how to activate the heroic mode. Based on the gameplay, I couldn't really figure out what would have done it, other than maybe killing a certain thing, like it is in most heroic public events in Destiny 2. But just pay attention to those if you are curious about how to activate the heroic event itself. Deej did say it is the most rewarding public event so far. At the end there, when they open the chests, in the stream, I know, and kind of my personal opinion as well, is 2 tokens doesn't sound very rewarding to me. I would also assume that both of those chests do have chances at, you know, the exotic drops, because they are both public event chests. So, I mean, it's the most rewarding public event. There's 2 chests. But as far as getting loot quicker, that they spent nearly 8 minutes, I believe. 8 to 10 minutes on that one public event just to get 2 tokens and a couple of blues. So that kind of has me a little bit worried if they only put, you know, that chance to get an exotic in there. That would be a kind of a letdown for me personally. However, it did look really fun. I mean, the public event itself looks like it's the most enjoyable public event in the game right now. To me personally, I really like the fact that not every single person's converged on one point until the very end where you have to kill one centralized boss. That's nice. I like the fact that things drop and you have to slam them in different locations. Obviously the platforms, when you jump across to different platforms that are exclusive to that is really cool and fascinating to me. So as far as like gameplay mechanics wise, it looks really fun. It sounds awesome. Rewards wise, I'm not gonna let my hopes get too high. I'm not gonna get high hopes over it, because from what we saw on the stream, it was 2 tokens. That would mean you have to do that 8 to 10 minute public event 10 times in order to get a single package from Brother Vance. And the Brother Vance packages, I assume, is what we will be seeing in the next stream next week on Tuesday. They are going to be showing the loot that you can earn. So that stream is personally what I'm most excited for. I like the cosmetics. I like going for cool looking loot, and I think a lot of the gear that have been shown off so far looks really good. So I'm excited for that stream. I will definitely do the same thing I'm doing right now with this stream, breaking it down for you. I'll be uploading it in little segments throughout the day. Like I said, this one was to cover the public event. Just really basic summary for me right now. It looks fun. It looks like it plays really nicely. It's different from anything we've seen so far, so it's totally brand new. It does have a heroic modifier. That heroic modifier spawns an additional chest, so there'll be 2 chests at the end of the public event. The rewards from it don't look too satisfying at the moment. For all we know, something could be broken. We don't know. That is the basic takeaways for me today. We'll have another video coming up here very soon talking about the Infinite Forest and the adventure that they went on stream. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, thank you for the support. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you all.
Let's